Welcome everyone for joining us here. This is day 2 of the Fall Summit for Plug and Play. You are at the Media and Advertising Batch 2 Expo, Part 1. This is the Zoom presentation. We're gonna have some great content and introductions to the startups in the batch. And then later we'll be having our Remo showcase. This showcase in Remo has a lot of great demo tables for you to get to interact with and learn more about the startups and some networking. If you're planning on joining Remo, fantastic. If you want more information, contact your Plug and Play contact. And if this is your first Plug and Play event, welcome. Know that for us, what Plug and Play does is driving innovation, connecting entrepreneurs, corporate leaders, and investors worldwide. So we do many different activities, but it's all centered around those primary missions and goals. That includes activities like venture capital. Plug and Play is the most active early stage investor in Silicon Valley. We learn a lot about what problems are being solved by the entrepreneurs that come through our deal flow sessions. We also work with more than 400 corporations across the world in solving their needs when it comes to outside innovation and working with the startup and innovation community broadly. And we have accelerator programs like the one we're here today at. And by the way, I am the director and co-founder of the Media and Advertising Group, Will Decker, and it's just a real pleasure to have you here. For the accelerator programs, you can see here a list of some of the partners that are part of each one of those. We bring together the industry players that are established, they set the common themes, and we run dedicated programs across these areas. And this is fastest areas of growth. So we're always looking to add new industries. Here's another view at some additional industries, programs, all of these running in our headquarters where you are now virtually in Silicon Valley, but also throughout the world. As you can see here, so even though we're virtual right now and you may be sitting in Europe, Asia, or elsewhere, we encourage you post-pandemic, reach out to these locations. We have teams, corporations, startups, and programs all over wherever you are. So find your local Plug and Play program and team and get involved. Some of those incredible stories happen with some of the unicorns and successes on the investment side for Plug and Play. I remember when the news was announced for Honey being acquired by PayPal, just an incredible accomplishment by that team. Fantastic to be part of the journey. We're hoping today we meet some future unicorns and successes and we actually help together create those. So very exciting, that's what it's all about. These accelerator programs, we talk to our close corporate partners to identify themes. We look for ones that are common across the entire industry. We source startups, the Plug and Play Ventures team, almost 100-person strong. They're looking for startups all over the world. We do a collaborative process to filter down to a group that does a pitch. And then we finally select a group we call a batch that's with us for about 3 months, culminating in an expo, which we're having today for media and advertising. That's the program. I'm very excited to have you all here and involved. So I'd like to introduce my co-founder for the media and advertising program to take it from here. Murad, the screen is yours.
Thank you, Will. For those of you who are new to Plug and Play, we started the media and advertising ecosystem just over a year ago. We were just a small startup and Plug and Play, and it was such a short time. We've now reached 10 corporate partners, over 700 people on the line today, tuning in virtually from around the world. And together we're here to witness the next generation of innovation in the media and advertising sector. Now I would like to say a big thank you to our team, Kevin, Tanya, and Gwyneth, for sourcing such amazing companies today and for your expertise on the venture side. And a big thank you to my colleague, Kristen Arbide, who has put this amazing program together. Next. Now I want to announce from the side of Plug and Play, we're excited to announce a strategic collaboration with RGA Ventures. They're working with us to provide custom corporate innovation resources to our corporate partners. If you are planning to join our Remo session later today from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific, be sure to engage with them during the networking session to learn more. Jonathan Bradley, VP and partner, and Fielding Jameson, Director of Strategy, will be there to answer your questions. and elaborate further on this collaboration. If you don't know about the Remos networking session later today, reach out to your contact at Plug and Play to learn more. And lastly, I want to say a quick thank you to our partners. Without their feedback and support, none of this would have been possible. And I'm very excited to announce 2 new partners today, InterDigital Gaming and Mars, who will be working closely with us in the media and advertising ecosystem going forward. And with that, I'll pass it to Donald Butts at InterDigital Gaming to introduce himself and say a few words about the partnership. Donald?
Murad, thank you. We are really excited about this partnership and the new opportunities it'll create for us to collaborate with startups in the cloud gaming space. If we can go to the next slide. InterDigital is one of the largest pure research and innovation and licensing companies in the world. The technologies we develop in our labs are standardized and used in devices all around the world, including mobile devices by Apple, Samsung, and Huawei, televisions by Sony, and many others. Our global set of labs are working on solving problems in new areas, and we do this through internal research efforts, but also to a large extent in collaboration with partners. This is why we are so excited about this plug and play partnership. If you can go to the next slide. InterDigital sits at the intersection of the wireless and visual technologies that will be used in cloud gaming experiences. Cloud gaming is an exciting industry use case that leverages innovations in network architecture, video streaming, and content delivery. Our leadership in wireless and the visual domain is second to none, and we have over 5,000 contributions in wireless standards, 25+ years of experience in video compression, and over 350 researchers worldwide. You can go to the next slide. Cloud gaming is one of our core growth areas with a focus on edge computing and synthetic media technologies. Over the past decade, there has been a huge shift in how the world creates and consumes content. And we can see concrete examples of happening with large streaming content budgets, digital celebrities, and deepfakes we've all seen in the recent media. We have entered a new area where the machines will be both the tools to help us create this content, but also the creators. And as such, this has been a significant area of focus for us, and we have started to partner with others in the space. As for example, we've recently partnered with Blacknut, a French startup, to develop new cloud gaming interfaces and low latency edge applications. We look forward to more of these collaborations and partnering with Plug and Play and other industry partners to define this new space. Thank you.
Yes, and thank you, Donald. I would like to introduce our first keynote speaker to the line, Brian Monahan from Dentsu Aegis Network. Brian?
Thank you, Murad. All right, let me share my screen here. Okay. Well, hello everyone. Brian Monahan. I work for Dentsu as the head of our U.S. Ventures group. Dentsu is a multinational marketing services conglomerate. We have over 45,000 employees who work in over 160 agencies around the world, providing a host of marketing services to 70 of the top 100 largest advertisers. We are commonly seen as an advertising holding company, competing with the likes of WPP, Omnicom, IPG. Increasingly, we also compete with consulting firms like Accenture and Deloitte. We have a program at Dentsu called the Dentsu Innovation Initiative, which is how we engage with the startup community and innovators. And part of that includes, the DII includes our commercial partnerships with startups, including the venture investments we make, as well as some business development deals that we will pursue. Our objective in the initiative is to basically be the R&D arm for Dentsu. So to give us a running head start at how we can best help major brands go to market in the future. And what I was hoping to share with y'all over the next 10, 15 minutes here are some thoughts on where we're focused in terms of building out our own capabilities and feeling like these are the areas where we need to make sure we have the right partnerships and the right relationships so that we can provide world-class service to our clients going forward. I think it's not a novel take to say that COVID is putting pressure on change and accelerating many of the trends that were already in market. So the 10 areas of acceleration, which I wanted to just unpack, I don't know if this sophisticated audience will find any of these trends novel or things they haven't heard before. But the reason why we're focused on them is that we believe these are just the way that brands are going to go to market. And so we're looking to make sure that we've got world-class capability around the ability to work remotely and collaborate, to be able to push out messaging into scaled digital media platforms, to be able to transact programmatically, to be able to buy media based on identity, to power personalized creative experiences with real-time data triggers, with messaging that's aligned throughout a customer's life cycle, where retail is managed like media, not a wholly separate channel, where we have AI doing the optimization throughout this, and where we're working with our clients in a hybrid internal and external marketing capability. So I'll unpack those in turn. So, one area that COVID is definitely accelerating is how we think about our physical location. And historically, Dentsu and as well, all the global marketing services firms have really focused on locating teams in major cities with some sort of distributed resources. What we're finding now, and COVID's accelerating this, is really putting our client at the center and then staffing teams around that, and not necessarily requiring them to sit together in some expensive real estate. Now, this puts a lot of strain on what it takes to collaborate, particularly in a creative endeavor like advertising and marketing. And so making sure that we understand those tools and capabilities to be able to work this way is fundamental to our success in the future. So we're keeping an eye on that. Digital platforms are dominating message distribution. And it's no surprise to see how much the social platforms, in walled gardens, continue to pick up momentum. How much TikTok has exploded on the scene, and even in the face of an advertiser boycott, Facebook's revenues continue to go up. So the power of the platform, where they have identity and a rich data signal and limited cost of content, are just a phenomenal business model. And we're seeing that in other media as well, this sort of rush to platformize, if you will, in the video market, as well as in the out-of-home markets too, that I would call out. And so being able to distribute messaging in this type of method is what we think is the future. Obviously, we have to make sure we're able to address our clients' brand suitability concerns. The conversation is no longer about brand safety in terms of ad adjacency. The conversation with our clients are, what are the underlying business practices of the companies in our media supply chain? And do they align to our corporate values? So that's a exciting area of how we're trying to help our clients build their brands in the most appropriate ways. Media is being bought programmatically. So again, this is one where we see this expanding beyond just digital, and to look at how media is being transacted in an automated auction format. And what's interesting about this is that it really challenges the notion of buying clout, right? And having the most money in the market, which was a big principle in the way the television upfront in the US has historically operated. But what we are trying to figure out how we can provide a competitive advantage to our clients as they're participating in these programmatic auctions. Targeting is based on identity. So there's a lot of work happening now with our clients around the implications of the deprecation of the cookie. There's a lot of conversation happening globally about the implications of pending legislation around privacy. And what seems clear is that authentication and having first-party permission to use someone's identity is critical going forward. So we're seeing a lot of work with our clients to build out their own first-party identity graphs. There's the need to have clean rooms to connect IDs in a compliant way. And there's a lot of opportunity that we see out there, particularly as we start to connect more and more walled gardens of authenticated identity. It makes it very hard to manage across these walled gardens when you're trying to look for aggregate coverage of a target population, so reach, and when you're trying to sequence the amount of messaging that they see across different walled gardens. So that's frequency. So right now we're getting good within each walled garden, but sort of the meta controls across them is an area of opportunity that we're very keenly interested in. User experiences are personalized, so timely, relevant, aware of previous interactions, and this is something that we're seeing a lot of action with our customer base around dynamic creative. Which is a great user experience, and it's kind of a no-brainer, and it certainly works. The path that it takes to actually produce work like that, particularly when you're doing more than just sort of like item, price, and retail location, and the craft of doing storytelling and how that actually works together, what the different signals are. It's a very inefficient process right now to creatively imagine stories that can be personalized. So we think there's a lot of opportunity in that space where messages being triggered by data signals. And frankly, we think the future of how a brand is experienced will be more like a video game with branching storytelling, where you walk down the hall and you enter a certain door, and then the next set of circumstances happen. Turn right, and then something else happens. And so this is actually, you have to, first of all, get your data fabric organized so you can understand when somebody is taking a fork in their journey, but then also to have the creative storytelling concepted and staged and ready to go when you get that signal. So, dynamic creative is super exciting. It's just the start. And there's a lot of opportunity for our storytellers to put this technology to work. Always on lifecycle marketing, replacing campaigns. So prior to coming to Dentsu, I ran marketing at Walmart.com. And we had a pretty straightforward business objective of maximizing our return on ad spend. And we were pretty much looking for whenever anyone was in the market for a particular product that we had in our catalog, and we would try to present that to them. So we very much had an always-on approach. A lot of bigger brands who are less connected to that sort of transactional moment will organize in flighted bursts of activity. And they do that to consolidate their resources so they break through and get noticed. But we're seeing even the more sort of brand building brands and less of this sort of transactional behavior driving brands starting to think more creatively about this always on approach. How do we do more than just, having triggered emails or having an always on search layer and how we can sort of work together. And there's a whole host of issues that come up when you get into this type of world around how do you manage budgets and how do you make sure somebody didn't set and forget a campaign or an activity that's just running ad infinitum and creating a janky user experience. So there's a lot of opportunity as brands sort of pivot from campaign-based activity to always-on marketing activity. You know, in the kind of final step in the customer journey, as we've sort of thought about transactions, is retail. And what's exciting is to see the retailers themselves becoming very powerful media platforms. And, you know, they make higher margin when, you know, selling advertising than they do selling merchandising. And they sit on top of incredibly valuable customer data. And this is an area for us that is spawning a whole new sector of a marketing specialty. So much like the way, you know, search engine marketing spawned a whole services industry with a whole set of tools and a whole set of capabilities and practices, we see the same thing happening in retail media, and are trying to position ourselves to make sure that we've got world-class services to share with our clients. The reality is, in how brands go to market today in the fragmented media marketplace, is that you've got a lot of moving pieces, a lot of messages out there, a lot of locations, a lot of placements, talking to a lot of individual IDs. And it very quickly becomes a problem that's very hard for the human brain to divine pattern. So we really see AI as being key to understanding what is really working out there. And you know, in order to then sort of actually get insight out of that, you know, it really means we have a clear definition of what success looks like. And frankly, I think we have pretty crude metrics right now of what marketing success is, pretty binary metrics. So, you know, we're definitely interested in other sort of proxies for marketing success that can drive real-time optimization. And then lastly, you know, the AI solutions that are out there right now will often move stuff around and shift things and turn on and turn off segments. And it's great, and you see the performance improve, but they don't often tell you why, or they don't often help understand, like, well, what is that core insight that could then really drive strategic changes further upstream. So this is an area that we are keenly interested in. And then, you know, lastly, as the way brands go to market has become more complex, and it's become more real time and become more dependent on sensitive proprietary customer data, we're seeing our clients morph the way they staff and structure their in-house marketing departments and the way that they work with an outsourced vendor like Dentsu, right? And the outsourced vendors, we're flexible. We've got creative talent. We've got good relationships with subcontractors because we're in the market frequently. And so there's lots of things that we bring to the table together with some of the benefits of the insourcing model. And it's not something that we are running away from or fearing. We're just trying to find the right solution for our clients. So that was kind of a quick spin through some of the accelerated trends that we see happening out there. And, you know, when life gives you lemons, or, you know, we make lemonade. So we think it's a real opportunity to find creative new solutions and accelerate their adoption. And we're excited to work with Plug and Play in particular. They've been a great partner of ours to help us make relationships with exciting, innovative companies. And I just really appreciate the time today to share what we're up to. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian, so much for being with us today and sharing such amazing insight with our audience. By the way, for anybody who's tuning in now, Brian Monahan is the Global Client President and Head of US Ventures at Dentsu Aegis Network, a top advertising agency. So it's a pleasure to have you, Brian. Next, I would like to introduce our next keynote speaker, Chris Young, a serial entrepreneur and president of Clubhouse. Chris.
Hey guys, hope you're having a good day. So my name is Chris Young, and I am the co-founder of a series of content houses here in Los Angeles called The Clubhouse. And I'm here to speak to you today about social media marketing strategy. It's something that we get asked about a lot. Give you a little bit of background. The Clubhouse is a series of physical spaces. We host over 40 influencers across 4 properties, which have a total reach of about 120 million people between them. Our business model is one in which we use our influencers to create original content that we license and distribute. We also have our own fund where we build brands or acquire them and use our influencers as sort of a top of funnel method to drive traffic, to scale the brands, and to basically test them out. Over here at the Clubhouse, and by the way, I apologize, we are actually out on set right now shooting with one of our influencers, but we utilize all the resources of those 120 million eyeballs that we have in order to basically promote brands, promote intellectual property. For this section, I kind of want to talk less about our business and a little bit more about something that we get asked a lot about at the Clubhouse, and just because we sort of are seen as social media experts, we run about $250,000 a month in brand deals alone. And a lot of brands, everywhere from Hilton to a Fashion Nova, will often ask us what are the best practices that they should use for when they are running their brand campaigns. So one of the first things that we ask brands to do is we ask them to set sort of meaningful goals. What this means is, are they looking for brand awareness? Are they looking for web traffic? Are they looking to create a new audience? This is something that most brands will not go ahead and think about ahead of time. They have too many goals and they get spread too thin. And ultimately, you really have to narrow down and decide what whether you're a CPG or whether you're a service, what are you trying to achieve and set out to do when you're engaging in a social media campaign. Number 2 is we ask them to really identify who their target audience is. This is one of those basic problems that you learn in Startup 101 is identify your audience. But in social media, it can be often hard to identify who your audience is. And there's any number of tools out there, including things like Sprout Social or 4Card, that allow you to identify who you should be working with, why that's your audience, and ultimately which type of platform you want to engage in, whether it's Snapchat, Instagram, LinkedIn. All these different social media platforms have a completely different audience and a completely different method of approaching the audiences there. One of the third things that we talk about is analyzing your competition. More likely than not, your competition is probably doing better than you at social media marketing. And in many cases, we say, listen, take a look at your competing brands, look at what they're doing, look at their campaigns, try to understand how they're doing something, and feel free to take those sort of learnings and bring those in internally to your company, and synthesize those and add those as additional ways of changing the way that you run your social media campaigns. Content is, of course, the saying is content is king. And it's ultimately very important when you're running social media campaigns, when you're engaging vendors to actually create these campaigns for you, that you have items that you're creating that can be repurposed in many different ways That means that you can create a long form that you can ultimately then throw onto your TikTok channels, onto your Instagram Reels now, and ultimately on YouTube Shorts, which is going to appear in a few months. So it's hyper important really to have a lot of content that's lined up that is also multi-purposed and can be repurposed on all these different channels. One of the other items that we talk about is basically establishing what are your clear set goals in terms of, are you trying to expand virality? Are you trying to just get more brand engagement or awareness? Many people will come in and not know exactly what they're trying to achieve. So it appears my 5 minutes here is up. Feel free to reach out to me via the list afterwards if you have any specific questions or would like to learn more about the Clubhouse brand and what we do. Hope you all have a good day.
Thanks a lot, Chris. The Clubhouse channel is super exciting. I actually checked it out recently. It's got 1.3 million followers and some great content. So everybody, if you'd like some, scroll time or some, interesting content, please check it out. All right, so thanks to both Brian and Chris for some great presentations. We're now going to move on to the startups. So my Kanye moment is here. Hello, everyone. I am Tanya. I am the associate on the media and ad team, as well as brand and retail. So today we'll be showcasing all the awesome startups that have been part of our batch. After each pitch, you'll have the opportunity to vote and let us know if you'd like an introduction, or introductions will be made after the event. Please save all your questions for our follow-on event on Remo later this afternoon. The startups will be demoing there and they're going to be answering all your questions. We will also have some live entertainment. It's going to be really fun, so please join us there and reach out to your plug and play contact if you don't have the link yet. So we also have a virtual program, as you can see on the screen. Please use your camera to scan the QR code and you can follow on throughout the whole event. So without further ado, let's begin with our first startup, Parallux. Parallux specializes in developing solutions for real-time content creation, virtual production, and shared XR experiences. Their award-winning experiences have been featured at Tribeca Films, Cannes, Comic-Con, and many more.
Hi everyone, my name is Gabe Zetter, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Parallux, a creative technology company reimagining the way that people share immersive experiences together, both remotely and in person. Along with visionary computer scientist Ken Perlin and award-winning creative director Chris Lang, our team consists of talented engineers and artists. To date, we've raised $600,000 in pre-seed funding while generating another $300,000 in revenue. Parallux launched out of the NYU Future Reality Lab 2 years ago with a mission to address scale and accessibility for mixed reality content. We did this by developing an audience management and synchronization system called MAS. MAS allows us to network dozens of XR devices together and effectively transport live physical audiences into shared virtual environments. Partnering with the likes of Google, Bose, and Magic Leap, we created 2 original content pieces that showcased our platform and premiered at Tribeca Immersive and Cannes XR. With the arrival of COVID-19, we've expanded our vision of what XR at scale really means. From creating compelling content to designing bespoke virtual worlds, we are helping digital audiences connect, share, and learn together in powerful new ways. Recently, we partnered with Unity to develop a fully virtual exhibit space for this year's San Diego Comic-Con. This interactive event hub featured content from over 15 different partners and was accessible across PCs, Macs, and in VR. We are incredibly excited to work with the plug and play community. Currently, we are looking for pilot partners interested in leveraging these immersive and real-time technologies. Bridging the physical and digital worlds, we can help you and your brand connect, capture, and engage audiences both old and new. Thank you so much, and looking forward to connecting with everyone later today.
Thank you, Parallux. So who needs to connect in real life when you have Parallux? So up next, we have Qloo. So Qloo has an artificial intelligence platform which provides culturally relevant, personalized recommendations and insights for when you need a clue about your audience.
Hi, I'm Alex Elias, founder and CEO of Qloo. Qloo has developed cultural AI, cutting-edge data science across some of the largest categories of culture and entertainment and consumer taste. We're backed by a wide variety of leading VCs, corporate strategics, and interesting individuals. We've raised over 20 million to date. We're based primarily in New York City and Amsterdam. And we currently cover over 250 million entities. So if your company has anything to do with understanding consumer taste across any of these categories, Qloo can likely add value to your roadmap. These are just some samples of the types of things Qloo can do with sub 50 millisecond latencies on average types. Qloo can accommodate a wide variety of data shapes. Typically sub 50 millisecond latencies. Qloo's constantly getting smarter as well. So as a client, you're constantly seeing the latest entities and outputs. And very importantly, Qloo's been developed with privacy in mind from day one. We've never operated with any PII whatsoever. So all this AI, all these inferences can be generated based on anonymized input signal and anonymized arrays. And Qloo's compliant by design under CCPA, under GDPR. And so a lot of this value can be unlocked in ways that couldn't be otherwise. And Qloo works with a wide variety of leading companies across industries. We would love to hear from you. We're looking for additional great use cases, corporate partners to pilot new integrations with, and also open to strategic investment where it makes sense for both parties. And hope you reach out. We'd love to give you a live demo and show this all in action and scope out some further use cases. Thanks so much for joining.
Thanks a lot, Alex. So I'm going to get a little interactive here. Raise your hand if you've played Pokemon Go. Or raise your hand if you know someone who has played Pokemon Go. Well, approximately 2 billion people in the world would have used AR in some form by 2021. We all know that AR is here to stay. So GEENEE delivers scalable and immersive image recognition and web AR experiences without any app downloads.
All technologies ultimately give way to something that is better, one that's more convenient, one that gives you superpowers. And I think that's what GEENEE's technology has the promise to do, to make the world smarter, more informed, and of course, more collaborative. But GEENEE's technology allows you, based on any image, and that image can be a thumbnail on your computer, it can be on your TV, it can be a video, it can be a trailer, it can be a movie. It's only constrained by our imagination. And that is one of the core technologies, the bedrock of what GEENEE was founded on, AR and web browsers. It gives us superpowers intellectually, intelligently, that are just not possible with other devices. And I believe that commerce will be the killer application. And now it's going to be easier, more frictionless through AR and mixed reality than ever before. And so simply adding an AR experience to a product or a brand, that is not the end of the story, that's the beginning. What the creative idea is, it's unlimited through AR, but how you apply it and what the mechanism, what the trigger, and ultimately the end user experience is, that's what's going to create the value. That's what's going to create the transaction and the conversion. We've built a platform that is a web AR authoring tool that includes our image recognition, and then we're licensing that platform to businesses. Is to make it as easy as building a Wix website, but as easy to build a web AR experience for your brand, and then connect it to payment modules, APIs, and so forth. So we've been doing that with big entertainment studios to sell movie tickets. We've been doing it with book publishers to sell books. We're working with CPG brands to sell cans. This is a completely greenfield opportunity connecting us all, and what that future will hold and what it can actually provide is really exciting.
Thanks, Corey. So do you ever wonder where the term Netflix and chill comes from? Well, it probably came from someone who no longer wanted to Netflix and chill alone. Well, Hearo.Live is here to help ease the loneliness with their platform where you can watch YouTube, ESPN, and a bunch of other things together in real time virtually with friends.
I'm Ned Lerner. I wrote the game that Electronic Arts based their IPO on, and I helped create John Madden Football, The Sims, and the PlayStation 4. We all need human connection. We didn't build Hearo for COVID, but we did build it to cure social isolation. In 2020, Hearo is the world's only scalable live venue for sports, shows, and events. We bring a live audience to live streams. Hearo delivers a front row experience to the world. In Hearo, each friends group gathers in their own VIP box to watch, talk, and cheer like they're side by side.
Little bubble.
Connecting intimate or raucous live audiences with broadcast quality media. No conferencing technology comes close. Hearo already supports YouTube, Twitch, and live TV channels like ESPN. Now we're adding Netflix, Amazon Prime, and more to become the future of watching. Our patent-pending crowd mixer lets our e-venues buzz, cheer, and roar like physical venues, adding emotion and insight for human or machine learning. Don't exile your users to Mute TV, Zoom, or YouTube. Bring your audience to you. Make your website your home base for your customers and fans. From intimate hangouts to epic events, Hearo is your scalable live venue, a virtual couch, theater, and stadium all rolled into one simple and versatile platform.
Thank you, Hearo. Definitely will come in handy during our COVID period. So if anyone is looking for help churning out content while you sit back and relax, look no further. Lately uses AI to learn what sales and marketing messaging your customers want to read, and then they build a writing model that automatically turns blogs, videos, and podcasts into posts.
Hey, I'm Kate, co-founder and CEO of Lately, where we're taking a freaking flamethrower to social media writing as you know it. And it works like this. So this is the blog by marketing mogul Gary Vee. We're going to copy and paste Gary's URL right into Lately, add a few hashtags, and then press this magical button here. And Lately's AI is going to get to work, and in this case, give us 17 social posts so that now a social media manager can look through, edit, schedule, publish, and boom, 90% of the work done in less than 10 seconds. And if that didn't blow your socks off a little bit, we also do this with audio and video content. In fact, Gary Vee just launched an entire Twitter channel fueled 100% by Lately's AI. This is the video version of it, and it's getting him a 12,000% increase in engagement. Because once you know what your audience wants to read, listen, and watch, you get to stop guessing, right? And then you want to share that across every social media account possibly associated with your business, which is how we work with our enterprise customers. Because even Gary Vee knows that the way to win is with AI-generated content specifically tailored to your audience at scale. Kind of like the way Netflix works, right? So they learned what we wanted to watch, and they used that data to start giving us relevant content. Then they use that data to create original content that's now the most watched on its platform, like The Crown, right? This is what Lately is doing. And the result is a 98% trial to sale conversion rate, because the product sells itself. Yeah, we know it's early, but we've got 136% growth in the last 7 months. It is time to fuel that fire, because we can't even keep up with demand. I got a 98% conversion and I can't get to those guys. It's time to grow. This one is always my favorite slide. Please meet Team Lately. Yes, they call me Kately. I'm Kately from Lately. 136% growth, Vaynerchuk, Calacanis, Joanne Wilson. I'm checking all the boxes here. I'm raising, and you'd be joining one hell of a team.
Thanks, Kate. That was one hell of a pitch. Up next, we have Codec. So if you could describe the group here today on this Zoom, how would you do so? Are we into innovation? Or are we into startups? Or maybe we're just all really, really cool. Well, Codec uses AI to build target audiences in the form of cultural tribes to unlock insights for better marketing decisions.
Hey guys, hope you're well. I'm Jamie Baptiste, Head of Client Development at Codec.ai. I want to start today with a question. What do these two men have in common? Traditional demographic ways of defining and segmenting audiences would classify these two individuals as the same. Same age, gender, income, marital status, the list goes on. My second question would be, despite their demographic similarities, would you market to the Prince of Wales and the Prince of Darkness in the same way? So at Codec, we believe the future of marketing and connecting with consumers is about moving beyond these demographic definitions and tapping into community networks that are connected in culture. And when we talk about culture, we mean the things that we're passionate about, the things that we value, and what we choose to engage with and how we behave. So we are a cultural audience intelligence platform that utilizes AI and machine learning algorithms to help brands identify, understand, and unlock community networks. Community networks that look like these, that through our online platform, we're able to track in live time. Our team of strategists and analysts then work with you to put that intelligence at the heart of decision-making across the business. So to show you what this looks like in practice, we did a piece of work for Lululemon, where we were able to identify communities on the peripheries of yoga and the Lululemon brand, communities like hip-hop, arts and crafts, and nightlife, which our analysis uncovered had really strong links back to the brand and the principles of yoga. We then worked with Lululemon and their agency partner Virtue to develop this into an integrated campaign that tapped into each of these communities in a really meaningful and authentic way, driving 230 million in .com revenue and 48 million social stories. So to round up, we are trusted by the world's biggest brands and their agencies, backed by some of the world's leading investors, and recognized as one of the hottest AI companies in MadTech. Thank you very much for your time. I look forward to meeting you in Remo.
Thank you, Codec, and really appreciating everybody who's participating in the polls. We're getting lots and lots of answers, so keep it up. We're really loving this interaction. So up next, we have Activate Me. So shoppable, everything is now, the world we live in. Everybody knows this. Activate Me adds a transactional layer to any media source.
What we have built and what I'm so excited about is fundamentally this. If you look at the center of the screen, you can see a mobile device, and that mobile device has just recognized the content on a TV set. It does so automatically, and so when it recognizes the content on a TV set, in this case, it's a Gap ad, and for that recognition, you received a discount or a coupon or an offer from the Gap that you can insert into your Apple Wallet or your Google Wallet or buy the product right then and there on Amazon. We can literally recognize anything that's on a TV set. So in this particular instance, we're watching an episode of New Girl, and while we're watching the episode, all the products are being recognized by the mobile device that are on the set. So the shirts, the lamps, everything that is on the set is being recognized in real time by the mobile device. For podcasting, we have a world of opportunity here, and this is pretty much how it works. If you're listening to a podcast while walking, driving, whatever you're doing, the host can simply say, "Thanks for listening to my podcast. McDonald's is a sponsor, and for listening, we just dropped a $3 coupon into your Apple Wallet or into your Google Wallet. Thanks for listening to my podcast. Check out your wallet when you're done listening at the end of the day." The platform works with podcasting, it works with broadcast TV, it works with streaming television, it works with streaming portals, it works with retail, digital out of home, and there aren't very many places that we can't touch the consumer.
Thank you to the Activate Me team. So now we have a little bonus surprise for all of you. As you know, Plug and Play is a global innovation ecosystem. So we have an international program that bridges the gap between countries around the world and Silicon Valley. We work with international government agencies, technology incubators, and universities to find and identify the most promising startups from around the world. So we wanted to showcase 2 of these early stage startups based in Korea who are working on some really cool things. Please welcome Conti, a startup in the AR advertising space.
Hi, my name is Emma. I'm a founder of Conti. 78% advertising industry experts think positively about AR advertising. We highly expect the effectiveness of AR ads that can maximize user experience. But it's expensive and very difficult to expose to prospective customers. So we provide Conti an AR SNS platform to solve this problem. Conti consists of feed, search, create AR, notification, and profile page. You can create AR on the Create AR page. When user upload the photos, it is converted to AR in a real time. You can bring up AR whenever you touch the screen. And when you save it, it is updated in your feed and profile, so you can share it with your followers. We will gather mass of AR users, and then we will provide a cheap and effective environment that any company can conduct AR advertising. We are preparing for market verification for the rest of this year and will proceed with recruiting, launching, and marketing next year. We are developing Conti with understanding of advertising market. Our goal is to create an imaginary space that can be created in 5 seconds. Investor and partner, anyone who is interested in Conti, I want to talk with. Thank you.
Thank you, Conti. So up next is Plask, which is also a Korean startup in the motion capture space.
Hi, we're Plask. We motion captures by video. We were invested by Naver, which is the biggest online platform in Korea, and Big Bang Angels and SpringCamp, those are the most prestigious VCs in Korea. Animating process is a tough process. So when you're making characters move in your games or in your movies, it takes a lot of animators to work on for a lot of time. So it makes you to spend a lot of money, also a time. Of course, there is a service called motion captures, but it's very expensive and it's only available in a certain time and certain place. You should reserve all the studios, all the actors, and wear all the sensors and suits. So it takes a lot of hard process to have those kind of motion capture. We are solving this problem with our AI. So 3D pose estimation is an AI technology which extracts the pose data, the pose information in the video. So our pose estimation technology is a top-notch in the world. So we are 14% more accurate than the previous best method. Our target users are not only for the experts, not only for the professional content maker, but we're also looking for the customers like YouTubers or hobby users or casual users. So we are making a desktop software. People can record their motion in our software, and they can edit those kind of motion and export those kind of motions to work on the other tools like Maya or Unity, so 3D programs. And for casual users, they can just edit whole the video just in our software.
Thanks a lot, Plask, and one last shout out to our international startups. So now we're going back to the media batch startups. So Persosa is up next. Persosa connects TV to web experiences and creates personalized and connected experiences across all of your TV and digital touchpoints.
Hello, I'm Greg Lim, CEO and co-founder of Persosa, where we help our clients with identity management and connected campaigns. We're so excited about the opportunity in front of us for a number of reasons. First, we have a strong team with deep experience in media and technology. Two, the tech is already built and ready to scale, including filing 2 patents and the fact that we've been in market and have tracked over 1.4 billion data points. 3, there are multiple opportunities to monetize our technology, both the ID network and the experience delivery system. And 4, the time is now because of changes in the digital marketing industry. Not only regulatory pressures through GDPR and CCPA, but the fact that Google has announced that they are deprecating third-party cookies. Our proprietary ID network enables our customers to not only own their own data and segment those audiences, but we have proprietary tech that will enable them to continue to do cross-domain tracking once third-party cookies go away. And this isn't just about owning data for data's sake. We also have a way for customers to monetize that data through connected campaigns. In this example, a viewer watches Property Brothers, where they see product placement for Wayfair furniture. Now when they go to wayfair.com, instead of a generic experience, they receive a co-branded experience that connects to and amplifies what that viewer saw on television. In addition, connected campaigns drive connected data, allowing for direct and real-time attribution. And this use case applies in other channels, from radio and streaming audio and podcasts, to digital marketing, all the way through video games. Now you can see the size of the opportunity in front of us. We're currently looking for both investors to join us on our journey and innovators who are looking for this type of technology and solution to accelerate their business. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So just a quick reminder, please save all your questions for our remote networking event. Our startups will be demoing and answering anything that you may want to know about them. So please reach out to your PMP contact if you don't have the link already. Awesome. So now we have SplashMob. SplashMob is a SaaS platform for creating interactive, real-time second screen experiences for concerts, sports, live streaming, and many other.
Hi, I'm Les Thomas, founder of SplashMob. We are a SaaS platform that allows you to turn anyone's phone into a controlled second screen full of engaging content, upsells, and interactions. What do? We help our customers get better connected with their audience by building custom web apps that can be used as second screen experiences. These can be used for live events or for recorded media, such as YouTube videos. This mix of content delivery and upsells is personal, interactive, measurable, and has helped our customers increase engagement with their audience, as well as increase conversion on their calls to actions, like sales, social media follows, and signups. So why? Well, content creators are losing the battle for audience attention. 70% of people now browse their phones while watching TV. We believe that every event and every broadcast should have easily accessible bonus content through the device we all have in our hand. Once it's on your phone, it's personal. How does it work? We've made a self-serve dashboard for creators of all skill levels, allowing easy, no-code creation of experiences for thousands of concurrent users. Each app is accessed through the web browser via a QR code, so your audience doesn't need to download another new app. Our product is live. We're currently in private beta, but we have a few more seats remaining for the plug-and-play community. We've also just opened our pre-seed round and would love to talk to investors. Thank you so much for watching and for connecting if you chose to scan the QR code. We'll be running an extended demo of our product at the networking event that follows, so you can try everything out. Thank you.
Thanks, SplashMob, and thanks for the plug about our networking event after this. So now we've got some impressive production efforts specifically made for this event. And this is Marpipe. So Marpipe allows brands to approach their creative as a science rather than an art by simulating hundreds of creative possibilities.
Oh, hey, what's up? I was just thinking, is advertising creative really an art or is it a science? Have you ever asked a marketer how they decide what their ads should look like? Ads are like tacos. What makes them good is their ingredients. Everyone's favorite taco is just a combination of their favorite ingredients put into one thing. Now imagine I had all the data about every ingredient that any person loved or hated. I'd be able to build the perfect taco for any person. Now, our preferences for taste are a lot like our preferences for visual stimuli. So if I had data about what every person loved to see or hate to see, I'd be able to build them the best ad creative. Marpipe is the first platform that automates the entire process seamlessly, giving you the power of an army of creatives and data scientists all at the same time. Here's how it works. First, upload your brand's creative assets into Marpipe. Then, use our drag and drop ad builder to create a template and instantly generate hundreds of versions of your creative. Check out your creative suite and launch massive creative tests directly to your ad network. Then, start building your treasure chest of creative intelligence. Understand things about your creative that you wouldn't be able to understand through any other way, like how model image performs 40% better than the flat lay image, or how jagged grain in video performs 57% worse than jagged grain in image. Simulate all the creative possibilities like a cheat code, because now nothing is stopping you. To get started, go to marpipe.com. I hope to see you there.
Thanks, Dan. Very entertaining video. So up next, we have Pinscreen. If anyone is looking for AI-driven photorealistic avatars that can take the place of humans in production, fashion shoots, and film, we have Pinscreen here. I mean, I might not even be real.
Hi everybody, my name is Hearo.Live. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Pinscreen. Our company builds photoreal virtual humans that are driven by cutting-edge artificial intelligence. I founded Pinscreen back in 2015 while I was a CS professor at the University of Southern California in Los Angeles. Today, we're 14 people, and our team consists of world-class AI scientists, computer vision engineers, and award-winning artists. We've raised $5 million of seed fund from top VCs including Lux Capital and SoftBank, and our company is profitable since we launched our product last year. Humans are going to interact more with AI systems than with real humans, so we're committed to build the next generation platform for human-machine interaction using virtual avatars and going beyond chatbots and voice assistant technologies. The problem with existing virtual avatars is that they all look like video game characters as shown on the left. Our company has developed a proprietary AI-based neural rendering technology that allows us to generate ultra-realistic virtual avatars as shown on the right. Our approach is also fully cloud-based, meaning that the avatars can be accessed through a web browser or smartphone. We also offer a high-end avatar digitization technology, allowing you to create your own personalized avatar by simply uploading a photo or a video. These avatars can also be used for other applications such as personalized gaming or virtual try-on systems. Since our launch last year, we've signed a couple of multi-million-dollar deals with a number of high-profile clients. Here are two examples. We have partnered with Neom City, which is a $500 billion city built from the ground in Saudi Arabia, and we're responsible for the virtual hosts at the airports and resorts. With Yahoo Japan, we're building virtual shop staffs to make product recommendations to the customers, as well as virtual fashion influencers to promote fashion brands on social media. In particular, we're 2 orders of magnitude more efficient than any existing high-end production studio. So that's a quick intro of who we are and what we do. We're currently in the process of raising a $10 million Series A round. So if you're interested in partnering or investing or have any questions, feel free to contact me at how@pinscreen.com. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, Hal. And we're beginning to see a future where virtual / the not real is also blended with the real. And that leads us to our next startup. So is what you see online really what you get, or is it all fake news? So Attestiv's platform offers fraud prevention and trusted self-service applications for insurance, news and media, and other industries reliant on digital medias.
Hi, my name is Nikos Vekiridis, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Attestiv. At Attestiv, we provide a higher standard for digital data and media. I started Attestiv along with my co-founders, John Bates and Mark Morley. Together, John and I have led 2 prior startups that we sold to EMC and HP. At Attestiv, we have 3 patents pending for our real-time validation, perceptual fingerprinting, and blockchain technologies. We are currently seed funded by Plug and Play Ventures, Castle Island Ventures, Mentors Fund, and Borderless Capital. At Attestiv, we ensure authenticity of digital media and data to protect organizations from fraud and harm. Our products cater to organizations in news and media, insurance, public safety, and IoT. Our technology takes any digital media and identifies whether it has been altered or tampered with. We forensically scan each item in real time to detect anomalies and store a fingerprint on a blockchain where it cannot be changed. Each fingerprint is validated so you, your customers, and employees know what's real. Our tamper-proof technology enables solutions for news and media that include disinformation prevention, chain of custody for digital and physical assets, and corporate marketing collateral protection. Specific examples include identifying deepfakes or fake media content and providing trusted monitoring or tracking for both physical and digital items. We are always looking for partners and customers to accelerate our path to market. We will soon be embarking on our Series A fundraising efforts and are open to having investment conversations. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Thanks a lot, Paul. And now we have Adomni. So Adomni is a software company offering digital out-of-home advertising services for brands and agencies. So if you see those cards around with ads on top of them, it is likely that Adomni, in partnership with Cargo and Uber, are the ones responsible.
Hi there, I am Jonathan Gadai, CEO of Adomni. We also are the company behind Uber's brand new ad network called Uber. In marketing, attention drives results. The problem is that it's getting harder and harder to actually reach consumers. Platforms come and go and change, but people don't. And we have tapped a channel, the physical world, that has yet to be made available to marketers, where you have the entire world's audience in one place. Out-of-home reaches 90% of US consumers 16 plus. And we created a platform that lets advertisers go online, choose who they want to reach, choose the markets they want to place ads in, launch a campaign, and do everything in just minutes. We started with 3 digital billboards in Las Vegas, and we've grown it to 437,000 connected screens in 9,852 cities in 17 countries. So it truly is total market coverage. We worked with Kylie Jenner when she launched her new skincare line and blanketed the country on digital billboards and shopping mall screens. She sold out in 10 hours. Every campaign that Walmart does, they surround their stores on billboards and gym screens and shopping mall screens to reach their audiences within close proximity to where they can buy the products. And for UFC, hear from Dana White.
As of this year, 100% of our out-of-state advertising starts on Adomni.com.
So check this out. You're driving down the street or you're walking down the street and a unicorn walks past you on a digital screen on one of Uber Pro's drivers' cars. And then that UFC ad. We can also measure the impact of the digital out-of-home campaigns. So whatever your KPIs are, whether it's store visitation or website visitation or conversion, we can now provide a report showing the quantitative impact of this campaign. We are raising a Series A to grow the team and scale the platform. If you'd like to learn more and get in touch, you can reach me at jgadai@adomni.com or on LinkedIn. Thanks.
Thank you, Adomni. And speaking of unicorns, we're hoping that one of these startups or many of these startups today will end up there. So once again, thank you to all the amazing startups that participated in this batch. It's been a really incredible few months, and we hope that the connections made through the batch will really help drive the future of media and ad. So now I'm going to pass it over to Merad for the corporate award.
Thank you so much, Tanya, and all the startups that presented today. Now, this one is pretty special for us. Given the great engagement with our startup community, completing over 4 deal flows alone in 2020, a co-investment in Arena, and 6 pilots, it is my pleasure to announce Globo as our corporate award winner today. I would like to turn it over to the Globo Innovation Executive, Carlos Moriera, to share some words on behalf of Globo. Carlos, I hope I said your last name correctly.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Thank you, Merad. Thank you, everybody here. Yeah, well, we take this award. It's a very special award for us. I think this is it's the result of the work of Rafael Amado and Gabriel, Luis Gabriel, who are here with us following this video today. But I want to make sure that I make a couple mentions here, because 3 years ago I met with Saeed, the CEO of Plug and Play, and also with Ali Reza Masrou, GP at Plug and Play Ventures. And I think that those conversations back then in 2017, they led us to this very moment here. And we've been able with you guys, with this effort more recently, to build a very solid deal flow, operational deal flow that touches our, our daily lives there at the global operation in Brazil. So companies that came from you guys, Enflux, Velosa, Stat Social, Arena, lately Fixo, just to mention a few, that are currently plugged into our business units and solving real problems. That range, from contextual advertising to deep watching to, conversion attribution, short video solutions. So this been an amazing journey. Happy to belong to this journey with you guys. So thanks, Christine. Thanks everybody at Plug and Play. Our pleasure to be with you on this.
Thank you, Carlos, and the entire Globo team for working with us and believing in this partnership. I appreciate your time. And now we would like to thank everyone. Will?
That's right. So thank you so much. Thank you to teams, to all the startups, all the corporate partners and strategic partners for making today happen, all the wonderful keynote speakers, incredible content. And that is a wrap. So very cool. Part 1, success. I mean, what do you think, Murad? Is that a success?
Definitely. We're super excited about the second phase of this, which is going to be our main event, our interactive demo. Please join us from 12 to 2. If you are just hearing about this, reach out to your Plug and Play contact and let us know, and we will extend an invite. But otherwise, see you from 12 o'clock to 2 p.m. for interactive demos, networking, and our next keynote speaker, Maita, a talent from Brazil as well, who is representing TBWA and the Omnicom agency.
Amazing. Have a great day.
Thank you, everybody.